And we're back. We now have a top 10 of the sequels that were better than the original. If you think there's any games we missed, let us know on our Facebook page. To kick off our list, we have Team Fortress 2. The original game, which was a mod for Half-Life 1, was in much need of an upgrade, and TF2 did it right. Upgrading the graphics, gameplay, and much more, Valve's continued support for the franchise means it's going to be getting better and better than the original.
Seen what he's done to our colleagues.
Flying the Normandy into 9th place, it's Mass Effect 2. While the original was in no means a bad game, the sequel refined it into something much greater. Focusing on building a team, Mass Effect 2's characters were able to be more developed, creating a more enriching story. Running and gunning into number 8, it's Borderlands 2. This sequel didn't change much to the formula of looting and shooting from the original Borderlands, but what it did change made the game that much better. The main change was a massive amount of content, allowing the game to be played for hundreds of hours. Grappling into 7th, it's Batman Arkham City. The transition into a more open world changed the Arkham series in a big way. With more advanced movement using grappling, Arkham City allowed players to feel like they were the owner of Gotham, watching it from the shadows.
Nice of you to say, but you of all people should know there's plenty wrong with me.
Riding horseback into our 6th place, it's Red Dead Redemption. Many of you are probably thinking, hang on, Red Dead wasn't a sequel. But actually, the original was so unpopular that many don't even know about it. Red Dead did such a good job of saving its franchise that it deserves to be on this list for that alone. Targeting position 5 with VATS, it's Fallout 3. Originally an isometric RPG, the Fallout franchise changed dramatically when Bethesda got their hands on it. Some may argue that Fallout should have stayed isometric, but the consensus seems to be that isometric games are a thing of the past.
What if it's not? Friends, your future may not be as secure as you think.
Thinking with Portals to get to number 4, it's Portal 2. After the first game was released, fans couldn't wait for the next entry in the series, and Valve delivered with Portal 2. A much longer and more in-depth story as well as co-op were just some of the welcome additions. Leaping into our 3rd spot, it's Assassin's Creed 2. This sequel made everything feel bigger. A bigger story, a bigger world, growing in all the things that made the first game great. Its success landed the franchise into the mainstream, with many more sequels coming after it. Fighting to get to number 2, it's Super Smash Bros. Melee. The original Smash Bros. For the N64 was a cult classic, but its sequel knocked the formula out of the park. Many still believe Melee is the best in the series, as its movement system allowed for a greater degree of finesse. Charting its way to our top spot, it's Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. What started off as a rip-off of Tomb Raider and Gears of War quickly cemented itself as a PlayStation classic with its second game. Its exciting set-piece moments, open-ended world, and fleshed-out story were praised upon its release.
Fearsome rulers through history have
Hi guys, Court from WG here, and today I'm bringing you a 101 on the game Forza Horizon 2. Forza Horizon 2, made by Playground Games, is the second installment in the Forza Horizon franchise, being rated the 4th most favorited / enjoyed game on the Xbox One. According to IGN, the game sold 366,000 copies in the first week of it being released, majority of the sales being on the Xbox One. But what is it, you may ask? The game is an open-world car driving simulator developed only for the Xbox One and Xbox 360, where you are free to travel anywhere you like, whether it be to the airport for some drag races, to Nice Macena for some drifting, or just plain simple cruising along the coastline to enjoy the scenery. The player always has something to do, with Playground Games just releasing their latest DLC 2 months ago, being the Fast and Furious 7 expansion pack in tribute to Paul Walker and his fellow cast. They have really outdone themselves with this one. But like any other game, they don't just have one DLC. There are many, 18 to be exact, my favourite one being the Porsche expansion pack. At first, the game might be a little bit of a drag, but once you start to get to about the 3rd or 4th championship, that's when you start to earn some big money. I personally recommend saving at least $200,000 for you to buy a reasonably good car, such as a 2010 Nissan Skyline GTR. Being ranked 8th in the top 10 stock fastest cars in the game, custom or not, you are surely guaranteed to win. But luckily, the guys at Playground Games gave us a rewind button to correct our driving mistakes we have made during races. Thank you, Playground. For the money side of things, I recommend you take every chance at gaining profit, because sometimes gaining money in this game can be very frustrating and sometimes very time consuming. There are many different ways to gain profit in the game, such as starting an impromptu race with a drivatar that is either a recommended driver or a drivatar that has an icon in their head saying the 2 letters CR, meaning credits. Beating them can give you payouts anywhere between $45,000 to between $70,000, which is very handy for later use in the game. Another way I recommend is competing in online events such as drag races, time attacks, and also doing the Horizon finale, which is the best paying race in the whole game. Completing them on a regular basis can benefit you in the long run, giving you the ability to upgrade your car into further and better stages, meaning more chance of winning better money. Also, upping the difficulty can change the percentage of money you receive at the end of a race/event. The online multiplayer in this game is outstandingly good and completely separates you from the world of completing missions to being able to do whatever you want. I recommend, whilst playing multiplayer, you find a nice populated lobby and start events for you and others to compete in. The more players who join and compete against you, the better the XP and credit payouts will be. Another thing I recommend doing is joining car meets. Car meets consist of up to 12 players in a lobby, each showing off their unique car creations. One thing I recommend not doing is driving like a maniac. The players will not like it, especially if their car gets rammed by another player. Personally, I enjoy the online car scene a lot. It opens a wide chance for you to meet new friends and get to know other players who share the same passion for the online car scene as much as you. Throughout the game, there are little hidden gems, but not literal gems. They're called barn finds and bonus boards. Okay, so you might be wondering what a barn find is. But simply, barn finds are abandoned barns, scattered throughout the whole entire map. They provide in-game goodies that you cannot usually buy from the auto show. The goodies being old classic cars that need a little bit of work to be brought back to driving state, but I can assure you, once they are restored back to their old state, they can be sure fun to drive. Another thing is the bonus boards. The higher the rank you are, the better the bonus boards get. Throughout the map, there are boards scattered everywhere, providing XP and or cash. Rumour has it that there was a really hidden board somewhere in the map that will provide you with a massive 40,000 XP and 20,000 spending credits. I might be wrong, but finding that board would be awesome. Depending what level you are, that could rank you up at least 2 times. If you're above level 50, being below level 50 will rank you up even more.
Nice one. Congratulations.
Well guys, it's time for me to wrap it up here. Thanks for being an awesome audience. This has been my overview and guide to the game, Forza Horizon 2.